Hi, good morning, everyone. And I'll just do a sound check. Are we good? Okay. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to join us today. I'll start with the introductions. My name is Ash, and I'm a senior sales executive here at TP-Link Canada. Today's session is again like titled Discover Omada Modern Business Networks and Partner Benefits. So the purpose of this presentation isn't to walk through a list of products, but to explain how Omara fits into the reality of modern business networking. Before we get started, just a quick note on questions. As Kelly mentioned, you can submit that anytime using the chat panel into GoToWebinar interface on your screen. We'll be collecting the questions throughout the session, and then we'll address them either during the presentation where appropriate or during the end when we have the Q&A. So most of you here today might wear multiple hats. Some of you are installers, some are VARs, some manage network long-term as MSPs. But in many cases, you do all depending on the projects, right? So today's goal is to show you how Omada was built specifically for that reality. And then I'll start by walking through what Omada is, why it exists, and how it supports our real-world deployments. And towards the end, Julia from our marketing team will walk through the operational side, partner programs, training, starter kits, and how you can actually engage with us moving forward. So Omara is TP-Link's dedicated business networking platform. It was built specifically for managed IT environments, MSPs, VARs, installers, and SIs. We leverage over 29 years of networking experience, but this is not the consumer technology repackaged for business. It's actually a separate business-focused roadmap designed around the commercial deployments. And what makes Omara different is integration. So networking and surveillance are unified under one ecosystem, which means the access points, the switches, gateways, controllers, and cameras are all engineered to work together from day one. Because we control our manufacturing and product development end to end, we are able to deliver enterprise grade capability at a price point that keeps your projects commercially viable. At its core, Omara is all about making the networking IT infrastructure more simpler, more standardized, and easier to scale over time. Omara is supported by a dedicated Canadian team, which is a great benefit. We are based in Richmond Hill, Ontario, so we're local. Across product management, sales, marketing, and support, we operate fully locally and not remotely. We provide bilingual support, in-country inventory, and local warehousing. This matters because when there is any issues that arise or response time, logistics, and accountability, this factor really becomes very, very critical. So for partners, this means that you're not relying on any offshore escalation paths for day-to-day support. You're working with a team that understands the Canadian market, the regulatory expectations, and the real-world deployment conditions. So when partners ask us why Omara exists, the answer comes down to four core reasons, right? First is unified solutions. As I mentioned, it simplifies your IT networking and surveillance, which is all managed through a single platform, and it reduces your operational overhead. Secondly, it delivers high performance solution. This allows all of our partners to standardize across access points, such as gateways and controllers, instead of mix and match different vendors. And third, of course, value matters. Omada is designed to be cost effective without compromising on performance, which directly affects your project viability and the margins. And finally, support and warranty are built into the model, right? So you don't pay anything extra. Training, technical support, and external warranties are all part of the ecosystem and not afterthoughts. Together, these points are about making deployments easier to design, easier to manage, and easier to support over time. Before we get deeper into the platform, it's really very useful to look briefly into our history behind Mara and TP-Link. So we were founded in 1996. Over the past 3 decades, the company has built deep expertise in switching, wireless, and networking infrastructure. In 2016, we introduced Omada Business Wi-Fi, which marked the beginning of our business networking platform. From there, the ecosystem continued to evolve, and in 2020, the Omada SDN platform was launched, which actually brought the centralized cloud-based management. And in the same year, we introduced VG, expanding into the business surveillance line. Over time, the platform has continued to mature through some real deployments, a lot of customer feedbacks, and operational experience. What that means for partners is simple. You're not adopting something experimental. You're working with a platform that has developed and refined over many, many years of real world use across thousands of deployments locally and globally. Omada is supported by a global organization with headquarters in the United States and multiple R&D centers worldwide. We work with more than 42,000 partners across over 170 countries and regions. We also have been recognized in the Gartner Magic Quadrant for enterprise wired and wireless LAN infrastructure for consecutive 7 years. So the purpose of this slide is just to show the credibility, and it confirms that Omada is built to enterprise standards, even when deployed in SMB and mid-market to high enterprise environments. So I wanted to briefly highlight where TP-Link stands from an industry recognition standpoint. As I mentioned, the 2025 Gartner rating, 7 years consecutives of inclusion. This level of consistency reflects sustained investment and performance across both wired and wireless networking portfolio. And for our partners, this reinforces that you're working with a vendor that is being evaluated at the enterprise level on an ongoing basis. So as we move through today's session, we'll connect this recognition to what it actually looks like in the real world deployments with Omada. Another point that's important for partners is the global scale behind the platform. So if you look at the map here, you can actually see that Omada and TP-Link operate in over 170 countries and regions, as I mentioned. The blue marker actually represents the global deployment and the business presence, while the red markers highlight our major manufacturing centers, which is in China, Vietnam, India, and Brazil. That manufacturing footprint matters because it gives TP-Link direct control over production and supply chain operations. And for partners, that translate into more consistent product availability, predictable delivery timelines, and some long-time platform support. So while Omada is an SDN platform, it is also backed by a large global infrastructure that supports it operationally. The slide summarizes the foundation of our Omada platform. So industry-leading technology, proven quality, complete unified solution, simplified deployment, superior value, and reliable support. So everything you'll see next is evidence behind these 6 pillars. And from here, we move into how those strengths translate into design confidence and operational efficiency. At this point, is we're talking about the technology behind the platform. So when we say industry-leading technology, we're not talking about chasing specification just to win a spec sheet comparison. What we're really talking about is removing the design limitations that tend to appear 2 or 3 years after a network is been deployed. Support for Wi-Fi 7, multi-gig switching, SD-WAN, centralized SDN is really all about making smarter infrastructure decisions today so that the network can continue to scale over time. So for installers, what this means is fewer redesigns down the road. For MSPs, it means fewer performance ceilings as customer usage grows. And for VARs, it means recommending a platform that remains relevant across a typical 5 to 7 year network lifecycle. So the goal of the technology isn't just short-term performance, it's long-term operational confidence. Quality is often discussed abstractly, but operationally it has very real consequences. So Omada's quality process includes vertically integrated manufacturing, a lot of lab testing, continuous validation of both our hardware and our cloud services. This approach reduces some failure rates. It also improves stability and also minimizes unplanned downtime. From a business perspective, quality reduces hidden cost. It reduces truck rolls, emergency support calls, and reputational damage when network fail unexpectedly. So this is where technical decisions directly affect affect the operational efficiency and long-term profitability. At this point, I would like to highlight a key operational advantage of the Omada ecosystem. Networking and surveillance are managed through unified system, as I mentioned. This simplifies deployment, monitoring, and troubleshooting. So for MSPs, fewer management tools, fewer operational silos. For installers, cleaner handoff once the deployment is done. And for customers, it is a more cohesive IT environment that is easier to understand and easier to maintain. Here we are showcasing the breadth of our Omada networking portfolio. Access point switches, gateways, controllers, accessories, planning tools, they're all designed to work together. What matters here is not just product availability, but consistency in design and management. Partners can standardize architectures instead of reinventing solutions for each project that you handle. The multiple management options, including the mobile apps, cloud controller, software controller, hardware controller, it all allows you to match the solution as per the customer's size, needs, complexity, and their budget. This flexibility is critical for scaling your business across different customer profiles and verticals. Let's talk about VG. So VG extends our Omada ecosystem into professional surveillance. It is designed for SMB and commercial environments where simplicity, reliability, and of course centralized management does matter. And by integrating the surveillance in the same operational framework, partners can offer more complete solution without increasing complexity. This creates opportunities for bundle projects for you guys rather than isolated deployments. What the slides highlight is the breadth of our real world deployments across multiple verticals. So you're looking at like some verticals that we have been successful in, like offices, hospitality, education, MDUs, retail environments, each with a very different networking requirement, user densities, and operational constraints. Across all of these scenarios, partners are leveraging a common Omada infrastructure, applying design approach that are repeatable, scalable, and predictable. So instead of approaching each project as a one-off, partners are building on a proven deployment models that can be adopted across verticals within. Features like ZTP, zero-touch provisioning, remote setup without unboxing and configuration replication. This actually allows the partners to deploy networks faster and with fewer errors. Centralized cloud management enables remote troubleshooting, RF optimization, and regular ongoing maintenance. So for MSPs, multi-tenant management is essential for separating customers while maintaining operational visibility. For installers, these capabilities reduce on-site time and simplify post-deployment support. And this is where design confidence becomes our operational confidence. This slide speaks to where Omada's value is fundamentally driven from. Our vertically integrated manufacturing model allows us to maintain direct control over key components from injection molding and antennas to power and connectors. That level of control translates into three things: cost efficiency, consistent product quality, and reliable supply. So for partners, this means more predictable pricing, not a lot of ups and downs, fewer supply disruptions, greater confidence when designing and deploying solution. But the value doesn't stop at the hardware layer. It extends into how we support our partners through structured programs, margin opportunities, and the tools needed to scale their business effectively. So here we have the support layer behind Omada. Partners have access to the OCNA training and certification at multiple levels. So your team can build and maintain technical competency over time. We also offer extended warranty option, which help reduces risk for both you and your customers. And when issues come up, technical support is always available by phone, email, or chat, whether it's pre-sales design questions, deployment assistance, or ongoing support. With that, I'll hand it over to Julia, who will walk through how the Omada SolutionX Partner Program enables that growth in practice. Over to you, Julia.
All right, so I'm going to briefly walk you through how the newly revised Omada SolutionX Partner Program actually works, because this is where discounts and access are tied to commitment. SolutionX is a tiered partner program, and each tier is based on two things: annual Omada spend and technical certification. At the entry level, authorized partners receive a 3% preload discount and basic access to partner benefits. This tier is essentially the starting point. From there, partners can move into silver, gold, and platinum tiers, where discounts increase as commitment increases. At the silver tier, partners can access up to 8% discount on Omada SKUs with an annual spend target of 25,000 Canadian MSRP and one OCNA certification. The gold tier increases both discount levels and program support with an annual spend target of 100,000 Canadian MSRP along with one OCNA certification. At the top, platinum partners unlock our highest partner pricing, priority inventory access, and deeper engagement with an annual spend target of 250,000 Canadian MSRP and two OCNA certifications. For silver tier and above, deal registration is required to access guaranteed discount, and this applies to project-based opportunities only. Stocking purchase orders are not eligible. Deal registration helps protect pricing and allows us to support partners more effectively on real projects. From a workshop standpoint, participation requires an active Omada SolutionX partner account, and that assures everyone attending has access to the same discount structure, demo gear, and follow-on support after the training. If you're not already enrolled, joining Omada SolutionX is free, and membership is required for accessing workshops, discounts, demo hardware, and long-term Omada program benefits. So next, I'm just going to highlight one of the key takeaways, the key ways we support partners technically through our certification training programs. On the Omada side, we offer OCNA wireless certification, which focuses on wireless networking, fundamentals, controller configuration, network planning, optimization, and troubleshooting. These are in-person instructor-led sessions designed to help partners move beyond product familiarity and build real confidence deploying business networks with Omada. Our upcoming OCNA training dates include April 9th in Richmond Hill, followed by Calgary on April 15th, and in Montreal on April 16th. On the VG side, we offer the VCSA certification, which focuses on surveillance fundamentals, solution design, and software configuration for security deployments. Those sessions will take place on April 16th in Calgary, and then on April 17th in Montreal. There's more information coming soon, so stay tuned. These trainings are particularly valuable for installers, MSPs, VARs, and technical engineers responsible for designing and deploying networks and surveillance environments. And importantly, OCNA certification also contributes towards SolutionX Partner Program tier requirements, which unlock additional benefits like discounts, workshops, and demo programs. If you're planning to deploy Omada or VG solutions at a scale, these training sessions are a great way to strengthen your team's technical capabilities. So next, I'm going to talk about our Omada and VG workshops. What we're doing here is moving beyond theory and into hands-on partner enablement. We currently have 2 live workshops scheduled in Vancouver and Burnaby markets. The first is our Omada Network workshop taking place on Wednesday, April 29th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., followed by lunch, and it's hosted by our Wesco Vancouver branch. The session will walk our partners through building a complete network from gateway to switch, access point, and controller using a structured starter kit. The following day, Thursday, April 30th, we're running our VG surveillance workshop, also from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. With lunch, and it's hosted by our ADI branch in Burnaby. This session will help our partners design and deploy a full surveillance system, including cameras, NVR, and NVR in a guided environment. The key here is that both sessions are fully hands-on. Partners will leave with systems they configured themselves, which directly translate into deployment confidence and faster time to install on the field. We've also tied in exclusive on-site pricing to remove friction so partners can immediately move from learning to execution. This is how we're scaling enablement, giving partners the tools, experience, and confidence to actually deploy, not just understand the solution. So if you're interested, scan the QR code to sign up. And if you're in the Vancouver area, it'll be really great. All right, so now I'm going to talk about the starter kits. The starter kits are designed to make decision making easier for our partners. Instead of sorting through a long list of SKUs, each kit gives you a ready to go use setup that shows how Omada products fit together in a real deployment. There are 3 starter kit options. The first is Basic Omada, priced at $529.16 for small commercial Wi-Fi 7 environments. The next is Pro Omada, priced at $973.16 for higher density multi-gig deployments. And then the last starter kit is our Surveillance Kit, priced at $563.16 for evaluating IP cameras and remote management. All kits are 40% off MSRP and include cloud management license, so you can test the full Omada experience. These kits will help you design faster, reduce guesswork, and build confidence before deploying with customers. Each kit can be purchased only once, and it's intended for evaluation and demo use only. The goal is simple: to make it easier to choose, design, and easier to deploy. So just a recap, we've put together 3 starter kits to help partners get up and running quickly: the Basic Omada Kit, the Pro Omada Kit, and the Surveillance Kit with VG. Each kit is 40% partner discount to make it easier to evaluate the program, run demos, and begin your first deployments. So if you're interested, you can scan the QR code and apply for a starter kit. Our team will follow up with you to coordinate the next steps.
Thank you for taking the time to join us today. So, what we have shared really is about one thing: helping partners deploy with confidence through focused training, hands on workshop, clear startup kits, and the Solution X Partner Program. Our goal is to make Omada easier to design, easier to deploy, and easier to support you guys in real customer environments. So if you're just getting started, the starter kits are the best entry point. If you're building technical depth, OCNA training and workshop series are always there to support you. And as you scale, Solution X ties everything together with discounts, demo NFR access, and even project support. So we're looking forward to working with you, supporting your deployments, and growing together. So that would be everything from our end today. Thanks again. And now we're happy to take any questions. Can we have the slide deck?
Answer already.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we'll be here for 5 more minutes. So if you guys have any questions, just feel free to put them in the chat box.